Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about Consul Template. Now Consul Template queries a Consul instance and updates any number of specified template within the file system. Now this can be better explained with this diagram where you have a Consul Template binary. Now do note that the Consul Template has a separate binary from Consul. So it is not a feature of Consul, it is a different binary altogether. So you have a Consul template binary and you have a Consul running, and within Consul you have a key value, and here the key is course name and the value is Consul 01. So now within the template you have created a template where the key is course-name. So now what will happen is it will automatically fetch the output which is stored within the key value, which is Consul 01. Now tomorrow let's say this specific value changes, then automatically the Consul template will detect that the value has changed, and within the output it will change from Consul 01 to Consul 2. So this is one example. There can be a lot of things that you can do with Consul template. So in today's example we were taking the overview of key value, but you can even fetch the latest services, the IP address on which the services are running, the port numbers and so on. However, let's keep it simple as of now and let's look into how we can go ahead and configure the Consul template. So within the GitHub page under the HashiCorp, you have a dedicated page for Consul template. Now if you go a bit down under the installation section, you basically have a link to the Consul template release page. So these are all the versions associated with the Consul template. Let's click on the first one, which is 0.25.1, and again there are multiple types of binaries that are available. The one that we are interested in is the Linux AMD 64. So let's copy the link here, and within the Consul 01 let's go ahead and create a directory under root call as template. We'll quickly go to this directory, and first thing let's ensure that we have the wget installed. Great. So now let's do wget on the link that we had copied here. So if you do a ls, this is basically the compressed file. Let's go ahead and uncompress it. And in the output you see a binary. So this is the binary associated with the Consul template. Let's go ahead and move this binary to user local bin. And I'll also go ahead and remove the Consul template archive file. Now within a Consul GUI, let's go ahead and create a new key. Let's call it as course, and I'll say HashiCorp Consul 2020. I'll go ahead and save it. Now as we are discussing, you have a specific key value within the Consul. So with the help of Consul template, you can go ahead and write a simple template here. So in this case, we are referencing to a key with the name of course-name. So in this case, since the name of the key is course, you'll just refer to course here. So let's create a file. Let's call it as course.tpl, and within here under the key, let's just call it as course, and let's close it. That's great. So this is our template file. So now with the help of Consul template, let's specify the name of our template, and we'll also specify a name of a text file where the resultant output will be stored. Let's call it as coursename.txt, and let's press enter. So as of now you see it is running. So this will continue to run. So from a second tab, if I do a ls, you should see that there is automatically a course_name.txt file that was created. If I do a cat on this specific file, you should see it basically contains the name. Now let's assume that we update the value associated with it. So let's change the name from HashiCorp Consul 2020 to 2021. I'll go ahead and save it. So now if I do a cat yet again, automatically you see the updated value has been added to the text file here. So this is what the Consul template allows you to do. So currently, as you are seeing, it is still running. So if you do a Control C, it will go ahead and stop running. Now, if you want to make the Consul template run only once, you can also specify -1s, so it will go ahead and run it and stop immediately. However, if you want to make it run continuously, then you can ignore the -1s flag here. So currently I'm in the notes section and I have already documented all the commands that we have been using. So as of now, we covered the example one here. Now along with this, you can also associate a configuration for your Consul template. So within the configuration, you can do a lot of things. So let's look into a sample configuration here where we are specifying the address where Consul is running. Now note that this is a simple one, but you can also specify a different address here. Now under the template section, you are specifying a source, you are specifying a destination, and you are specifying a command. So this is interesting. So source is basically the absolute path to your template file. So in the earlier command, we had made use of course.tpl where a template was stored. So this is the absolute path for that. Destination is again the absolute path where the data will be computed. So here we had made use of course_name. So that is what this refers to. And the command here is interesting. So now what will happen is, as soon as the Consul template detects that there was some modification that was done, then it will run this command. So it can happen that you are adding a web server configuration under the Consul template. So anytime you modify data under the web server configuration, it is important that you reload the web server with the help of systemctl nginx reload, or maybe restart the web server. So after any data is been modified, you can go ahead and specify the command that will be executed here. So let's go ahead and try it out. So let's copy this specific configuration and let's create a new file called as template.hcl. I'll paste the contents of the configuration here. So what this will do, it will refer to this specific template. It will store the data in this specific file and it will go ahead and run this command whenever any modification has taken place. In fact, you can change the destination from TPL to TXT so that it does not really add any confusion here. So now you can say Consul template. You can specify the configuration, which is root template followed by template.hcl. So first time here you see it is showing modified. So if you do a ls over here, this is the file that Consul template configuration is referring to. So when you do a cat on course new name.txt, you should see 2021. So let's go ahead and change it to 2022. So immediately here you see Consul template was able to detect that there was some change in the key value. It ran the command which is modified and it also updated this file. So now if you do a cat yet again, it changed from 2021 to 2022. That's great. So within the official documentation, they have an extensive list of what exactly you can do with the template. So you can play around with key, you can play around with nodes, services, etc. depending upon what you need. Now do note that this is based on Go. So it is important that you have the basic idea in case you want to go ahead and try out few other things. Now also note that this is the configuration file format. So basically we had made use of Consul followed by the address where our Consul was running. However, you can do a lot of interesting things over here depending upon the use case within your organization. That's great. So that's the high level overview about the Consul template.